This is not a movie.
He could do it. If he could do it.
This isn't a movie.
He believed in himself. And you can too.
Oh man, you gonna put it on me like that?
You can do anything that you want. You can get singing lessons, get a better job, make more money. You could be even like rich. You could live in the White House someday. You could be president.
Me?
Do what you want to do. It's not about it's not up to other people.
It's true.
It's up to you.
It's true.
You ever played tug of war as a kid? You know, maybe at school on the playground, you're playing tug of war. You know, you get all your friends and you get everybody that you think is as strong as possible on one side, and you're trying to pull against everybody on the other side, or maybe it's the younger kids versus the older kids or whatever else. I find that is the perfect analogy for being a business owner. That is the perfect analogy for being an entrepreneur. Because on one side, and this is absolute facts, okay? On one side, you've got the 3 Ds and the 3 Ps, right? You've got doubt, you got distraction, you got disappointment, right? Those are all pulling against you, right? You're trying to get that little red handkerchief, the thing that shows you that you've hit the goal, right? You've pulled it all the way over till you hit your goal. Whatever that is, whatever your goal is, right? But you got doubt, distraction, disappointment kind of holding you back, kind of pulling on you. And then you've got the 3 Ps, paralysis by analysis, perfectionism, and procrastination, right? You don't want to take action until you know it's going to work, right? You want to get enough education. You want to get enough information so that you can make a really sound decision. Or maybe you're not going to start today. Today's not really the day that you're going to start because you got a bunch of stuff going on. But tomorrow you're going to get going, right? And then you get out there and you're taking action and you start having conversations about your business and about the service that you provide. And people say, I don't want that. Get out of here. Get a real job. You get the disappointment. Or you get creative avoidance, which is the distraction, right? You start going, well, you know, I'm going to make these calls. I know who I got to call. I went driving and I found some ugly houses, and I'm gonna make these calls. But before I do that, let me do a little bit of laundry. Let me go for a little jog. Let me watch this YouTube or listen to this podcast. Let me hop on Instagram, get inspired real quick, and get distracted. And listen, we all live with some sort of self-doubt, right? Especially if we haven't achieved what we want to achieve, but we have a vision for it, right? We know what we want. We just doubt, well, other people have it, but I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I can do it in the time that I want to be able to do that. And that's what's tugging against us. But then on the other side, pulling on the other side, taking massive imperfect action. Right? The education isn't what's going to get us to the goal. It's not going to pull this to us, pull our goals all the way to the end, pull that little handkerchief all the way to our goals. No. Massive imperfect action is going out there and being brave and having courage and doing something that most people won't do because we have that pilot light. We got that flame. We got that fire in our belly that we can do this. And then we start making progress. It's not perfect, but we start making progress. We start getting small wins. We start stacking those small wins, right? Stacking those small wins to the point where all of a sudden it creates big wins. That's progress, not perfection. That's really understanding that a successful day is all about stacking those small wins. It's all about making progress. It's about following a proven plan. Everything that we want to accomplish has already been there. We're not inventors. We're not creators, we're finders. We don't create deals, we find them. The business is already laid out. We understand that there's a model to be successful as a business owner. So we follow that proven plan. And then with focus and consistency, I am telling you, we are pulling that rope. We're pulling that rope against all the 3 Ds and all the 3 Ps. We're starting to build momentum. But yet there's one missing piece there. The one missing piece is your tribe. Who are you surrounding yourself with? Who's encouraging you? Who's supporting you? Who's keeping you accountable? Who are you learning from? Who are you surrounding yourself with that is doing more than you? Because the fact is, growth is difficult. It should be. That's why it's growth. If not, you would just be in the same place. You would just be fixed, right? But to grow, you need to be around people that are in positions that are where you want to be, with a proven path, proven model, with imperfect action, massive imperfect action, with progress, not perfection. All of these incredible things pulling. That's how you achieve the goals that you want as a business owner, without a doubt. But you need to have all of those things. So you can have all of those things yourself. Put it back up one more time, Matt. You can have imperfect action. You can have progress, not perfection. You can have a proven plan that you work on. You can have personally, independently, focus and consistency. But without your tribe, you are not going to hit your goals as fast as you can. You might not hit them at all. Community is everything. The tribe is everything. Being around people that are doing more than you is absolutely critical, and it's the missing ingredient. It's the missing ingredient. So let's talk about the title of this. I just want to start that out because that tug of war is really what we deal with on a daily basis. And I want to recognize that. I want to say, listen, you are going through what you are going through is natural. And it's part of the process that is so unbelievably satisfying when you get through it. Unbelievably satisfying. But make sure that you've got the right people around you, because you can't do this alone. All right? Now, the title of the show is Wholesaling Good for Beginners? Right? When you're just getting started as a real estate entrepreneur, you read The Rich Dad, Poor Dad. You're ready to get started, but you don't know what direction to go down. What do I do? Do I do creative finance? Do I go and raise capital? Do I go and start doing some flips? Do I start just adding to my rental portfolio? What's that saying, Brent? When's the best time to buy a rental property? When's the best time to plant a tree? 20 years ago. And then you're like, okay, so how do I do that? What am I doing? And I want to clear all that out, because as a real estate entrepreneur, the first thing that you need to do is you need to source discounted properties. The most proven path to financial freedom is finding discounted properties. Without a doubt. Throughout all of American history, you can see it happen over and over and over and over and over again. From Andrew Carnegie in the early 1900s to the expansion, right? People really moving out, people being able to get, if you went to the Western expansion, if you just found a piece of land and you put your claim on it, you owned it for generations to come. It's been so important. And only 9% of our country is actually occupied. So that means all the utilities, all the economy is concentrated in 9% of the land. So if we own part of that 9%, we can really build wealth. But let's build the momentum by going and finding discounted properties. Let's build up our bank account. Let's build up our confidence. Let's build up our relationships, our network, our business associates, our building up our business skills, our leadership skills by going out there and finding discounted properties. Because the fact is, there's 18 ways to make money in real estate. 18 ways. But if you focus on that first one, if you focus on finding discounted properties and selling those to people that are in a different chapter in their business, your chapter 1, their chapter 15, 20, 30, 50. They're fixing and flipping. They're adding to the rentals. They're doing Airbnbs. They're doing wraps. They're doing burrs. They're subtoing. They're novating. They're doing the seller finance, the wholetailing, the listing, the lease options, the lease purchases. They buy notes. They buy options. They house hack. They do group homes. They subtail. All of these different techniques to make money in real estate. But if we focus on finding discounted properties, finding the opportunities, then we can cherry pick the best ones for ourselves when the time is right. Because the fact is, wholesaling is the foundation that everything else is built on. Discounted properties. That's all it is. All wholesaling is the art of finding discounted properties. Isn't that incredible? And then you build your fix and flip businesses. Then you build your rental portfolios. Then you develop. You build skyscrapers. You build apartment complexes. You build commercial buildings, whatever you want to do. You be the bank. You lend money. You give back by coaching and mentorship. But it all starts with finding discounted properties. So as we're getting started, remember there's 3 parts to your real estate business. All right? The first one, the engine. The thing that you should focus 99% of your attention on as you're getting started is lead generation. Don't get stuck in the education loop. Lead generation. There's only 3 ways to find opportunities. You can get referrals by letting everybody know that you're looking for ugly properties or ugly situations and you want to solve those problems, right? You're talking to real estate agents, you're talking to family, friends, you're talking to other investors, you're getting referrals. Right? But you got to wait on those. And until you can build up enough of a network, it's kind of slow going in the beginning. If you have a budget, you can buy opportunities. You can have people literally call you and tell you they are ready to sell their property. Will you give them an offer? It's phenomenal. It's expensive. Let's just lay it out there. It's not like you spend $100 on Facebook ads and you get a deal. It's not going to happen. Typically, if it does, it's more than likely not going to be predictable and consistent. So you've got marketing. So you have to have a significant marketing budget to get those calls coming in. So what are we left with? We can build a network and take some time and do it over time, 6 months, a year, 2 years, trying to get people to send us opportunities. We can spend money to get those conversations to come to us, or we could start right now. We could start right after the show. Don't leave the show. Not yet. We've got a great show for you. But you can start right now, and you can start earning it by prospecting, by making calls or knocking on doors. You can literally get the phone numbers for the people that have the biggest problems in your marketplace right now. The ugliest properties, the ugliest situations, you can get the phone numbers, and you can reach out to them and have a quality conversation right now. Absolutely incredible. And then the second part is once you have those opportunities, when somebody says yes to you, then what do? Oh my gosh, I don't know what to do. Somebody said they want to sell the house. This is so exciting. Now you have to pre-qualify them. Number one thing to pre-qualify, have they made the decision that they're going to sell this property? Or are they just kind of, looking for an evaluation? They're kind of getting to that point. Pre-qualify them based on the condition, timeline, motivation, and price. Condition, timeline, motivation, price. And then once you do that, then you understand they move to the next part, which is the lead follow-up. And the lead follow-up is all about shortening the timeline for them to make a decision. When are they going to make the decision they're going to sign a document that's going to allow somebody to purchase their property? Our job is to shorten the timeline and be there when they're ready to make that decision. And then we go into the offer presentation. And this is where the true pros come out versus the amateurs. This is the people that understand how to effectively communicate with property owners and the people that are just kind of throwing offers out there hoping that they stick. This is where you make your fortune. This is where your company makes your fortune. This is where the sales skills and the sales process really comes in. It comes in throughout this whole conversion, the whole conversion side of things, but really the offer presentation is where you close. And you got to be powerful at closing those offer presentations. And then the last part of it is your exit strategy. That's it. By the way, this process, these 3 parts are for everything. This is for wholesale. This is for buying and selling or flipping, whatever you want to call it. And this is for buying and holding. The first 2 parts are exactly the same. The exit strategy is the third part. And what I want to encourage you today, if you're getting started in this business, wholesale everything. For the next year, wholesale everything. Because it starts with doing your first deal, right? Crossing that bridge from faith to fact, making sure that you have proof of concept, and then doing this enough times that you can fire your boss. You can go into this full time. And that's when you become a self-employed, a highly paid self-employed person. And then the exciting part is when you start building out your business. When you start building out your business, when you start firing yourself from certain roles. All right. But that doesn't happen unless you start taking the action. That doesn't happen unless you stop all of the crazy hallucinations that you have in your head and start having quality conversation with distressed property owners. And I'm going to show you who to target right here. This is who to target. 6 to 10%, statistically speaking, of the real estate market is in distress at all times. And in this market, it's closer to 10%. It used to be closer to 6%. So 6% of the market is in distress at all times, minimum at 10% when the market's a little bit tighter. There's 143 million residential properties. It is a conveyor belt of opportunities, but what you got to do is you got to filter down that 14 million down into that 10%, right? And that's who you target. And then you have to find out, do they want to sell this property? Do they have a problem that a cash as is offer will solve? Do they want to sell? You got to pull that motivation out. And that takes skills. That takes a process. If you want to understand that process, go back to our last live show or some of the different YouTube videos that we have on it. And if you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button right now. Make sure that they have at least 30% equity. There has to be equity in the deal. You need motivation. You need equity, right? They need to own these properties for a long time. If they just bought these properties last week and they only put a small amount down, there's not going to be a significant amount of equity. So make sure that they have at least 30% equity. And you have to have all these for these to be a good lead. They got to be distressed. There's got to be a problem that you can solve. And they have to have equity. And the best areas to find these people, Matt, if you'll pull up the next slide, please, is older parts of town. 30 plus years. Older parts of town. This is where you're going to find the bread and butter of what we're looking for. Why? Because properties need investment. Brand new properties don't need significant investment. Their floor plans are dated. Their cabinets are dated. The paint, the wallpaper, the fixtures, the baths, the showers, the countertops, the roofs, the windows, they need to be renovated. There needs to be significant investment. When people understand that their properties that they own need significant investment, they're willing to sell their properties at a discount. It's a fact. They're not getting top of the market. Top of the market is brand new, fresh. You don't have to put anything into it. They got to be affordable housing. Typically, you want to be right around your median sale price in your marketplace. You don't want to go too luxury because that really shrinks down your cash buyer database. But you don't want to go too low because the spreads aren't there. You can have a house that's worth $70,000 once it's repaired, but it takes $70,000 to repair that house. And you got to make sure that you're following where your cash buyers want to buy. And this has been more critical of late because we saw the shrinking of where cash buyers were buying when the market shifted, right? Because they weren't buying in the outskirts of town because the buyers weren't there anymore. So where are the traditional buyers going to be? Where are the buyers that are going to be the ones that are going to end up actually getting a conventional loan and living in these properties or having them as rentals? So make sure that you understand where your cash buyers are buying. All right? And then I'll end on this and then we'll open this up to question and answers. All right? Here's the blueprint. Without a doubt. Again, just to make it very clear. I like this graphic, Matt. That looks a lot better. I love that. Number one, do your first deal. Take a screenshot right now. I want you to take a screenshot right now. Let me give you a little bit of homework. Take a screenshot of this right now and tag me on Instagram at Real Brent Daniels. Take a screenshot, send that to me so that I know that you took some action today and that this is going to be seared into, at least it's going to be saved in your photos, in your photo rolls. Take a picture of this, tag me at Real Brent Daniels on Instagram. Because this is truly it. Do your first deal. Build a full-time business. Kill your consumer debt. There's no reason that you're making a ton of income and then you're just giving it all away to be somebody else's ROI. Kill the credit cards, kill the student loans, kill the car payments. Kill it. Get rid of it. Stop being somebody else's ROI. Then invest in assets. And then you get to the financial freedom. But between 1 and 2, that's where the work's done. Doing your first deal to building a full-time business that's going to be a servant to you, that is where all of it happens. All of it happens there. You got to stay consistent. You got to have a proven plan. You got to have a model that you follow. You got to be surrounded by people that are doing this already. You have to. If you try to reinvent the wheel, it's going to take you 10 times longer. Do your first deal. Go out there. Wholesaling is perfect for beginner real estate investors. Because one, you don't put there's no risk. You're not buying these properties, typically. You're putting that property under contract, and instantly when you put a property under contract, guess what? It turns into an asset that you can sell. And then you sell it and you make that income. And then you replace it, you go full-time, and then you get the consistency and start hiring top grade A players to join your team and to help you win and to help realize the vision that you have for your business and the amount of service that you want to provide. Love it. I love you guys. Absolutely incredible. This show is, listen, we're here for a few different reasons, right? Number one, I want to give you the instruction that you need so that you can implement into your business right away. Number two, I want to answer the questions that you have, the challenges that you're dealing with. I want to make sure that you get the answers so that you can go and get over those hurdles right away. Number three is to squad up in the comments section. Consider this a networking meeting, okay? Make sure that you get into the comments section and that you are posting where you do business so that people can squad up with you. And then number four is to recognize the success that you're having. I want to ring this victory bell as many times in the next 37 minutes as possible. All right? Because what you are doing is so critically important. So critically important. To the real estate world, to society, to whatever it is. We bring investment into neighborhoods that people have long forgotten or people are aging out of, that people don't have enough savings because they didn't follow that financial map, that financial map to be able to be in a position where they can continuously fix up and upgrade their property. And it gets dated and in disrepair. And then the property taxes go down. And then that affects schools and safety and spaces and services. All of the successes that happen with property taxes. What we do is critical. It's absolutely critical. So we want to celebrate. If you made your first call, if you closed your first deal, if you closed another deal, whatever it is, we want to celebrate you. So put it in the comments section. This is not just you sit back and watch this. This is a participation show. That's why it's a live show. I need you in the comments section asking great questions, posting the successes that you have, and posting where you do business so that you can squad up and meet incredible people. Because the fact is, when you go out and you've made the decision that real estate is going to be the vehicle for you to build your financial future, and you start telling that to your family and to your friends and to your loved ones and to your coworkers, they're going to look at you with glazed over eyes because they're going to have no idea what you're talking about. So it's critical that you surround yourself with people that understand what you're doing because they're doing it as well. So let's crack this show open. Robert, good day. First time here. What service do you use to look up phone numbers for ugly houses? Great question. Batchskiptracing.com. Batchskiptracing.com is absolutely the best. It's not even close. I mean, they are, from the last studies that I saw, 18% better than their next closest competitor when it comes to the accuracy of the phone numbers. Now, we pull them through batch leads, batch leads, and that's rhinolists.com. And that's because we organize it through that. So if you don't have batch leads and pull right in the system there, batch skip tracing is awesome. But we use batch leads to go and comp the properties, pull lists, keep them organized, filter them. And we do something called list stacking, which if they're on multiple lists, then we can see, oh, there's multiple layers of distress here. They're in foreclosure. They haven't paid taxes. They've got code violations, and it's vacant. We're going after those. Adam, Brett, thank you for your continued support and providing value to your community. Thank you, Adam. I love this community. I am this community. Listen, I had the worst. I had a 430 credit score. I couldn't get I couldn't get a checking account at Chase Bank, Bank of America, Wells Fargo. I couldn't get any of them. They wouldn't let they assumed that I would overdraft the account, so they wouldn't give me a checking account. And wholesaling saved me from that. Wholesaling dramatically changed my life. Then I joined the Rhino Tribe. I joined Wholesaling Inc's mentorship program back in 2016 and went bananas. And it's absolutely changed my life. And so I want to give back as much as possible. Because remember, there's achievement and there's fulfillment. They're two different things. But to live a successful life, achievement and fulfillment. We know plenty of people that have achievement. But fulfillment is all about growth and contribution. Remember that. Fulfillment is growth and contribution. So this is growth. Doing this every single week. Doing this over and over and over, getting different questions, getting different personalities, coming up with different challenges that people are dealing with so that we can overcome those. Growth and contribution. It's wonderful. Thank you, Adam. Brian, tell Jamil I want to see his Rolls Royce on Saturday. Oh, I'm sure he's driving it. Guys, it's here. The Growth Summit 2023 is here this weekend. Tickets are sold out, but we are offering streaming at growthsummit2023.com. Let's put that up, Matt. Streaming, growthsummit2023.com. It's absolutely a must-watch event. This is like the WrestleMania of real estate investing is going on this weekend. This is the Super Bowl. This is happening this weekend. Never has this many successful real estate wholesalers and real estate entrepreneurs, real ones. I'm not talking about influencers that you just want to see in public because you've been watching them through a phone or something. I'm talking about people that make millions in this business. The best top are going to be there speaking and pouring in. And, it's absolutely incredible. Growth Summit 2023. Yeah. But yeah, I'm sure Jamil will drive something. He's got like 7 cars. So hopefully he'll bring the Rolls Royce for you. Nick, I just started wholesaling in Milton, Roswell, Alpharetta area of Georgia. Made first 18 calls today. Come on. Beautiful. That's how you start. That's how you start getting that momentum. Absolutely incredible, Nick. Look at that fancy guy in his tie and his suit. Looking good. Matthew Dixon, 22 years old, quit my job and currently slamming a tired landlord list, driving for dollars in Broward County. Who's got a buyer for me when I get my first contract? Absolutely incredible, Matthew. Keep calling. Get those deals. Go push. Be around other people. Be around other people that are making calls. In our Rhino Tribe, we have every single day, there's a Facebook group that is making calls. And they're all in this Facebook group, in this community group, making calls. And it's absolutely incredibly impactful because they're just not doing it alone. And I always found that best when I was like in a situation where I was making calls with other people. Because one, the competitive side of me comes out and I'm like, I'm going to beat everybody's ass. I'm going to be the best. I'm going to have the best conversations. I'm going to get the best deals. I'm going to get the best leads. I'm going to go bananas. Nobody's going to outwork me. But then also it's like, hey, I got this lead. Celebration. somebody else gets a lead. Yeah, come on. And it pushes you and pushes you. So that's actually, that's incredible. I'm going to give you the victory bell right now for taking action, Matthew. Come on. Get a drink of water. Allergies here are real. All right. Congratulations, Matthew. Keep it going. Keep building that momentum. 22 years old. By 30, holy cow. I mean, come on. By 30 years old, you stay on this path. No doubts. No doubts. Whatever you want financially, it's going to be bananas. Achievement for sure. Claudia, there it is. How to get confidence. Celebrate when you don't have a win yet. You celebrate the small wins, Claudia. We talked this morning. You listen, when you're going out there, what did I write here? I wrote it. Decisions determine outcomes. What decisions are you going to take and make, I guess make is probably better, today, that are going to get you closer to your goal? And then it's just celebrating the actions that you take. It's celebrating your ability to serve. We are here to provide value to other people. We are. So how are you going to provide value today? That's how you get confidence. That's how you get certainty. That's how you celebrate. It's not just closing deals, making $100,000. That's awesome. And I want everybody to do massive deals, of course. But just take the small actions. You got this. Nick, hey, Brent, I wanted to thank you for all you do. I use what you do. Pace and Jamil teach, and I have gotten nearly 20 deals within the last 2 years. Not a ton, but enough. I love it, Nick. Congratulations. 20 deals. Come on. Awesome. Absolutely awesome. It's amazing what happens when you follow a path. Brent bringing the Hulkamania arms to the summit. Let me ask you this. I want to do a poll. All right. Can you help me do a poll, Handra? Should I wear a suit jacket on stage or just go as my normal uniform? TTP t-shirt. Jacket on stage, a little bit fancier, a little bit classier, or El Natural, Johnny Bravo style. All right? Let me know. I'm interested to know what you guys think, because I haven't decided yet. All right? Smokey, Brent, where can I find the repair cost chart? I don't see it in TTP Insider. It's there. And that is now at wholesalinginc.com. Go to wholesalinginc.com. It should, once you go to TTP Insider, it should send you to wholesalinginc.com. But wholesalinginc.com has the repair cost, right, Matt? Yeah, it's got it in there. You want to pull it up just so that Smokey can take a picture of it? We'll get that in here for you once we can pull it from the slides. Matt's pretty quick with it. There you go. Take a screenshot. Fix and flip repair calculator. There you go. Easy is just carpet and paint. Now remember this, you can't see it because the scrolling bar there, but there you go. Any major repair item is $10K on top of that. So easy is just carpet and paint. You're not doing counters. You're not doing fixtures. You're not doing anything. You're just going in, you're cleaning it up. And typically these are lower priced. Now, if you're in a higher priced area, I would just sink that down a level to needs work and totally ignore the easy. Like if you're doing a house that's over 350, just sink it down to 350. I'm sorry, to the needs work to 35,000, 45,000, 65,000, 85,000, depending on the square footage. And then any major item, the roof, the electrical, the plumbing, the pool equipment, the heater, the furnace, the flood in the basement, whatever it is, 10 grand. Brent, is the virtual conference available for a certain amount of time? Well, it is. It's going to be live. It's going to be live this weekend. And then I don't think we're going to I don't think we're going to sell it after that. So register now for sure. Renee, wish I could make it Friday, but Friday is the wife of mine's anniversary. Tell Tom I said what's up. Renee, I definitely will. With the bam. Yeah, I'll give Tom Kroll's going to go bananas. Tom Kroll is going to melt everybody's face off Sunday. But I will. I'll tell him. Congratulations on your anniversary. I'd love to know how many years this anniversary is, if you can put it in the comments. Invest where it makes sense. Data is king. 3 to 4 websites and top data software platforms. Data is king. 3 to 4 top websites and data software platforms. Batch leads, rhinolists.com. That'll get you your list. That'll help you comp. That'll help you filter through them. It'll get you the phone numbers. It'll give you all the information that you could possibly want. I would say Deal Machine, dealmachine.com. That's your Driving for Dollars app, and it's absolutely phenomenal. As you're driving anywhere out there, you find an ugly house, you click on it, you got all the information, it stores it for you so you can reach out. 80% of brand new real estate investors get their first deals from Driving for Dollars. So it's powerful. Okay. You got to go to wholesalinginc.com and join the academy there. A ton of free trainings and downloads and resources and tools for you there. I mean, people have charged $100,000 for what we give out for free, for real. And so those are the top 3. And then I would get a dialer. I would get Mojo Dialer. Just Google Mojo Dialer and you'll find it there. That's your top 3 websites. Nathan, I have a two-parter. Okay. I have a seller ready, but I'm nervous about the contracts. This is the first I've done without a partner, and I don't have a good understanding of the contracts or even have contracts. What should I do? You can get the contracts. I want to be able to explain it to the seller, but I don't understand them myself. Well, go to wholesalinginc.com, into the academy, get the contracts. All right. At some point, I would highly suggest you take it to a local real estate attorney to make sure that there's any real estate specific language that needs to be included or pulled out of the contract that we had Sean St. Clair put together. He's like top real estate attorney, works with me, works with Pace, works with countless others. And it's a phenomenal contract. I mean, we spent a lot on that, and boom, you get it. And remember this, like, it's really tough to screw up a motivated seller. So I would just go through and read through it a couple times, understand what's going on. And then if they have questions about it, explain it the best you can. But I think you're hallucinating, Nathan. I think you're hallucinating that they're going to ask you like a bazillion questions. It's probably not going to happen. I'm just telling you, it's probably not going to happen. I would just go to it and be like, that's a great question. I could talk to the title company about it. I'm not an attorney. I just use this agreement that my attorney gave me. Let me get back to you on it. Remember, we're truth tellers and truth seekers. But truly, if they're motivated, price, when do they get their money? When is the closing date? How much earnest money? What title company or closing attorney are you using? How long is the inspection period? Those are the highlights. And consider getting real training. That's what we do in the Rhino Tribe. Consider investing and getting into the next level. Renee, thanks, Brent. It's our 6th, but we've been together 20 years. She's my high school sweetheart. Oh, that's incredible. That is absolutely incredible. Congratulations. 6 years. That's great. It only took you 14 to pull the trigger. Nice, Renee. Little procrastination, the P on that. That's awesome. Ingrid, I just saw you on the internet and wanted to start making calls. Can you put up that place where I can buy leads? Yeah. Rhinolists.com. Rhinolists.com. Ingrid, let's get it. I love it. Get it going. Start making those calls. Start building that pipeline of opportunities. I didn't even intro. Welcome to the Wholesaling Inc. live show. I'm Brent Daniels, your host. And if I can do this business, so can you. So let's continue. LA Mars. Hey, Brent, I'm trying to find ways to maximize my time driving for dollars on the weekends. Okay. Does using estimated value in PropStream help in determining which markets are hot? Maybe. A bigger determination of what's hot is where the buyer's at. And that's easy to filter in PropStream. Super easy. So just look at, they've got that little bubble down there. I don't know how yours is, the orientation of how you have yours set up, but there's a cash buyer button. And it'll show you where they're at. Don't overthink it though. Ugly houses, doesn't matter. Go to areas that are older. Edsel, I'm getting my realtor license. What questions should I ask the broker if they allow personal investments? Yeah, it depends, at Edsel. If you are interested in wholesaling, which I highly suggest that you do, just make sure that they're familiar with it. And I would go to investment groups in Facebook and just post a question. What's the most investor/wholesaler friendly real estate brokerage to hang my license? That's how you do it. And then from there, that you should, I mean, if they're already doing it, they'll tell you what paperwork they need. Adam, borrowed belief. If others can be successful, why can't you? Just take the action and you're already ahead of 90% of people. 100%. 1,000%, Adam. Pick up the phone. Call one person today. I did it. Then call 2 people, and then 5 people, and then 10 people, then 100 people. That whole successful part that I talked about, achievement and fulfillment. The achievement part is actually the easiest part. It's just science. It's just science. How many people do you have to talk to get a deal? Average around the country is if you talk to 200 people, you'll find an opportunity. You'll get a deal. Average deal size is 15,000. So how fast do you want to talk to those 200 people? That's the achievement part. That's just taking the action. That's just building in imperfect action all the time. Right? Progress, not perfection. Hustlers and winners. What is the best dialer in CRM combo? Currently using Podio and smartphone. I don't know. I've never used those two. We use Mojo. So we use Mojo, and then the leads go into our version of Podio that Rafael Cortez, my co-host on most of these shows, built for us. But I used when I did my first $1 million using Mojo Dialer, printing out the leads and putting them into an accordion binder that I bought for, $15 at Staples. You can get it, I don't know, maybe $30 now with inflation. That was a while ago that I did that. But you could buy those on Amazon for like $30 and print it out and stay organized. But if you've got a good team and you've got other people working with you, then you can you're going to need a digital CRM for sure, just for accountability and organization. Travis, would you recommend a virtual assistant for cold calling? Yeah. After a certain point. Let me explain. You need to talk to 1,000 people yourself before you hire anybody. I've been saying this since 2017. Like maybe 10% of people listen to me, but also 90% of people fail in their first year in real estate. You know who doesn't? To a T. I don't know a single person that's talked to 1,000 people and failed in real estate. It's the great filter. Well, I don't want to do that. Don't. It's a lower chance of victory, though. You can hire a virtual assistant, and I certainly did, but I would suggest that you make 1,000, not make 1,000 calls, talk to 1,000 people yourself first. Get into the dirt, get into the grind, get into your hustle season, embrace it. There's no easy fucking path. There's none. There's none. You got to do the work. I can't tell you how many people have backslid after they've made a couple calls, got some deals, and then they go out and hire virtual assistants that take all their money, don't give them any real opportunities, and now they're back at their jobs. It's bananas. It's an epidemic. It's the Achilles heel of entrepreneurship. I want to scale too fast. Now, if you want to hire somebody because you have a good nest egg, you have a good budget, awesome. But you better be making the calls with them. And I use call motivated sellers. Fran made me $800,000 last year. I just did all the math. 800,000, one caller. I'm breaking it all down as my presentation at the summit. Breaking it down at the summit. Make sure that you get access to the summit, because I don't think we're selling it afterwards. And I doubt that we would. It's going to go into the Rhino Tribe, to the mentorship group. They'll always have it. That'll be on demand for them. But we're going to stream it live. So, growthsummit2023.com. All right. Where can I apply? Wholesalinginc.com. TTPcall.com. There you go. TTPcall.com. Brent, what's your SMS suggestion? I love rhinotexting.com. It's launch control. It's just our affiliate for launch control. But the advantage you get by using our affiliate for launch control is they write the text messages for you. They have copywriters. If you just sign up for launch control, it's like a nightmare to set it up, in my opinion, at least from what I've been told from countless students. But Rhino Texting, they love us. They love the channel. They love me. They love the Rhino Tribe. So rhinotexting.com. Do you need an LLC to close your first wholesale deal, or can you close it in your name? You don't need an LLC, but probably a good idea. You don't need it, though. I mean, don't let that be the thing stopping you from taking action, for sure. Great question, Carter. Ferris, love it. How do you wholesale? I'm going to play 3 parts now. I'm going to go with a multiple personality. Okay. Over here, I own an ugly house. It's a rental. Tenants beat it up. I don't want it anymore. I made the decision. I'm going to sell that property. Over here, second person, I'm a cash buyer. I'm an investor. I've got a bunch of money. I want to do some projects. I want to buy a house that's ugly but has potential. Okay? But you know what I don't want to do? I don't want to do marketing. I don't want to talk to this guy because I'm going through emotions. They beat up my property. I don't want to deal with that. Well, I want to fix up properties. I don't want to deal with emotions. I don't want to deal with marketing. All of my budget is tight, and I want to just make sure that I make profits by fixing up and making properties beautiful and designing them great and running my crews and doing my thing. And that's where we stand in. We sit right in the middle. We are the people that find these opportunities. So we go to the property owner here and we have a conversation and we pre-qualify them and we make sure that they want to sell their property. And we put that property under contract. We negotiate with them, get a great price, put that property under contract. Now, once we have that contract, we take it to this guy, the cash buyer, and we say, hey, do you want to buy this contract for $15,000? And they say, yes, what a deal. Oh my gosh, that's fantastic. Assign that deal to me. Give me the rights to purchase that property. And that's called an assignment fee. And that's called an assignment agreement. So with the agreement, there's 2 documents. There's 1, your purchase agreement, and then 2, your assignment agreement. And boom, You provided value. You matched up this ugly property with this cash buyer, and boom, it closes. You get paid. There you go. And by the way, subscribe to this channel, and there is a bazillion more in-depth videos that'll step you through that. How was that? It was good. Yeah, Alejandro loved that. I think Alejandro thinks I actually have multiple personality disorder. Zach, do your lead managers do all the follow-up? How often are they following up? Yes, they do all. Not my lead managers, my acquisition managers, Zach, and they are absolutely top tier. The best of the best. The only time we don't get a deal is when somebody puts in a ridiculous offer. So yeah, they do all the follow-ups, and it depends on if it's a hot lead or a warm lead. So if it's a hot lead, it's daily. If it's a warm lead, it's weekly. And really the difference between a hot lead and a warm lead is just the timeline. When are they going to sell that property? That's really it. And so their job is to shorten the timeline and at least give us a shot to negotiate the offer. Virtual seating, Growth Summit 2023. Do not sleep on this. If you're not watching this live, if you're not participating with us, you're watching this afterwards, that's great. Make sure that you join us. It's to be the silliest investment not to make. I don't know if that makes sense, but Nathan, what is the process for putting a memorandum on a property? Where do you file it? What forms do you use? What's the whole process? Do you have one that you're doing? If not, don't worry about it. I don't think you should put a memorandum on a property unless in very rare situations. And you have to have it in your contract that you have the right to put a memorandum on the contract, technically. You don't have to, but you get a memorandum of the contract and then you file it with the recorder's office. And then it puts a cloud on the title. But that's it. Ferris, I'm in Nashville, 19, trying to escape the 9-to-5. Love it. 19, bro. Let's go. Try to build up capital from wholesaling, get into commercial real estate. Where do I get the list to cold call and contracts? A ton of videos here on how to break down that, but wholesalinginc.com. Wholesalinginc.com. Go into the academy. All the contracts are there. The paperwork's there. The lists to go after first are there. Just take the instruction. Wholesalinginc.com. Richard Fox, after I get my first couple of deals, I want to start my business. What staff members do I need to be successful? Really, there's a few different roles that are really important. And there's certain steps to the way that you scale your business. Number one, first thing is you want to get a virtual assistant that's going to take the operations side off your plate, right? They're going to make sure that your lists are organized. They're going to make sure that they're fresh. They're going to make sure that you're staying organized. Your paperwork's really tight. So that's what your virtual assistant's going to do. Next is you're going to outsource your calls or your texts. And then you're building that up. You're finding somebody that's really, really, really good at that. Make sure, guys, that you get the virtual seating for Growth Summit, because I'm going to really break down how to manage those people. Because Fran made $800,000 for us last year, and there's a specific reason, specific methodology to it of auditing and training and managing. All right, so make sure that you see that, and then you get you start taking a junior acquisition manager that's going to warm up your leads. You still are closing them. And then you get an acquisition manager. Then you get a lead manager, and then you get a disposition manager. There's a ton of videos on it in here on this channel. Claudio, do you recommend a answer service for direct mail inbound calls or answering them yourselves? 100% yourselves. Yeah. I've used all of them. I've spent a lot on answering services. They don't care. They're not going to be as good as you. Yeah. What is the best way to disclose to the seller you may assign it without blowing the deal? It's in the contract. I had a seller, after I explained that to them, they were immediately opposed to selling to me. Yeah, because you need to go in as the buyer. Listen. Transactional funding, doubleclose.com, any of these things will give you 100% financing. You are the buyer. When you are negotiating with that property owner, you are the buyer. When you decide you want to assign that deal, that's when you assign it. But if you go in and go, hey, listen, I'm going to just shop this contract around, and I don't know if I'll be able to close it, you're not going to win. Maybe you don't even want to. Not win, but assign that deal. What if it's smarter to close that deal and then resell it on the MLS after you actually own it? There's a lot of reasons to be able to do that. But you go in as the buyer. What's that? Do you give contracts for the seller to assign in person or virtual? And also, where do you find cash buyers? Great question. So I love it in person. I love if you can get it done in person, there's so much more trust. There's so much more stickiness to the relationship that I highly suggest you do. But if you're doing it virtual, that's fine. You just got to make sure. I would do some sort of FaceTiming. I'd make sure you're in a professional setting. But you don't have to. I mean, you could do it all over the phone. Plenty of people do. I think bigger deals are done in person. And then cash buyers, there's a ton of training. What I would suggest that you do is once you get into the academy, because I know that you will, in wholesalinginc.com, there is a pack called the Cash Buyer Pack. And that's going to show you how to get the top 100 buyers. It's going to do a lot better job than I can in the next 2 minutes that we have left in the show. So Cash Buyer Pack, check that out. That'll get you access to all the top buyers. Here's the results. What should I wear for the Summit TTP shirt? Is 69% suit jacket, 30%, 55. All right, 70, 30 TTP shirt. I mean, I was going to wear the TTP shirt anyway, but I was thinking about throwing a jacket on. But all right, cool. Awesome. Thank you for participating in that vote. Guys, decisions determine outcomes. Really sink into what decisions that you made totally changed your life forever. Where did you go and you met somebody that's the love of your life? What did you do? What action did you take? What happened when you read this book? Decisions determine outcomes. What's going to be the decisions that you make today that's going to get you closer to your goal? Make them. Indecision leads to nothing. Emptiness. Nothing. So the decisions determine the outcomes. Make powerful decisions today. That's our show. Let's bring it in. Alejandro, you want to come in? Matt? I don't know where Daniel's at. We got Matt running the show. We got Alejandra running the questions. We love you guys. We're so excited to see you this weekend if you're coming in person. If not, make sure that you get there virtually. It's going to be absolutely bananas. And remember, keep your house clean. Your actual house and this house, but your actual house too. Keep your house clean. Protect your health. Increase your value to the world. You'll live an incredible life. I love you. I'll see you this weekend, hopefully. If not, I'll see you next week.